Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to do welding in process simulation. First we need to import the 3D models here in import export, convert and insert CAD files. Then we're going to need firstly our robot that would be this one, and we need to select on resource. And finally, we need here to click on Robot and Insert Component. Then we need the gripper for the welding torch. So we're going here. We're going to select this one. And finally, we need to click here in Prototype class and select Welding Torch right here. Then we click OK. And finally, we need the piece that we are going to weld. So here, Dodge part, we're going to weld this one, but in this case, it will be a part, okay? We select OK and import all the stuff. Then we click on close, and we have to fix the position of the car so the robot is able to reach all the welding spots. This is a very important part of the process, because if the car is too close, it will not reach the point, but if it is too away, it would also not weld correctly. Okay, now we are going to put the welding torch over here. Okay, the next part would be to go here on modeling, and we need to set the gripper on modeling scope. Then we're going to click on tool definition. Okay, we click as accept. Then we are going to start with the base frame. You are going to click here. And then you need to put this part over here, like this. Nice. Then an important part is to have the same frames, like the x-axis is looking that way, and in this frame is looking to the opposite way. So we need to flip it 180 degrees in C. So we're going to do that right now. So we put here 0 degrees. We click OK. And now we can see that the X direction is pointing the same as the other frame. And then we need to set the tool center point. We click here, and we flip. So the C is inside the tool. And finally, on entities, here on entities, we need to click here and select all these entities that are the parts of the welding torch. Like this. Nice. Then we click OK, and it is ready. We don't have to forget to click on End Modeling Scope. So when it's ready, we have to go to the robot, right click, mount tool, and we need to select the tool, apply, and we need to put the correct position of the tool. So firstly, we're going to click here, apply, and we are going to move this until it's like, well, so like this. Now the welding torch is in the good position. So we can continue. We click close. Perfect. Now we can start welding the piece. I'm going to move this a little bit. Okay. Now we need to go to operations, compound, and we click here on compound operation, and we need to go to process and click on continue process generator. Then we need here to select the coverage pattern, and here on faces, we need to select the parts that we are going to weld. This one, in this case, and then we need to select the start point and the end point of welding, like this. So now that this is set, we're going to select this option because I like how it looks. Then we need to select the spacing with 10 millimeters is okay. And then with this, it is going to look much way better when it starts soldering. So finally, we need to go here. It has to say continue MFE. Then you need to click on apply. These lines would appear. Then you click on cancel. And finally, you need to click on project continues MFE. You need to put here 10 millimeters, 5, and click these two check boxes. And then we click finally on project. Nice. Then we go to close. And finally, it would start soldering. As you can see, it makes all the way, but in this case, if there's a point that it cannot reach, it will stop like this. So it means that we need to make the point again and ensure that every point is reachable for the robot. But this is basically the way that you can do this. There are also other ways to make like welding, and this is most of the complicated way. But if you want to know another way to make this, just tell me in the comments, like and subscribe, and I will make a part 2. Thank you guys.